Hey everybody, this is Phil from Hey Bay City. We are here at Bay City's own Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, St. Laurent Brothers. Now chances are you've had some of their delicious candy, delicious peanut butter, but you haven't seen how those things are made. We have a very special treat for you today. Jordan Dice, the new owner of St. Laurent Brothers, is taking us on a tour and is showing us behind the scenes. Let's go. Jordan.
Good to meet you, Phil.
Nice to meet you. Bay City's own Willy Wonka here at St. Laurent Brothers.
Yeah.
Before we start pounding candy down here, I would love to go on a tour.
It's a lot to see behind the store.
Let's do it.
All right, let's go. This elevator is always a common talking point.
I love
It's
it.
like over 100 years old, so maybe we'd want to start rolling as we get on the elevator.
Okay. I feel like it's like I'm like in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, like going up the glass
All right,
elevator.
here we go.
We're gonna go blasting through the ceiling. So we're
You'll
stopping
want
right
to
here.
line up the two yellows right about there. Perfect. Yeah. So this is our second floor where a lot of our production takes place.
Yeah.
Over in here is where we do all of our different varieties of nut roasting. We have every different type of nut you can imagine. Fill up 55-gallon pails of them, and each one's labeled different varieties of different nuts and different types of nuts.
Wow. How many different kinds of nuts are in?
I
are in
would
here?
say there's about 25 different
Really?
types of nuts that we stock and roast. I mean, everything up here is roasted. We sell
Yeah.
some stuff raw. We have a wholesale section of the business as well. We have a good relationship with like Great Lakes Ice Cream. They use our peanut butter in their ice cream or nuts
Awesome.
or chocolates or whatnot, and we buy their ice cream and sell that here. So that's a really good partnership.
Yeah, that's super cool.
This does pretty much all of our nut roasting except for peanut butter.
Wild. So you put the peanuts in on that side? Is that how it works?
It comes down the hopper, so when we get
Oh.
up to the top floor, there's a whole other floor above this. All the hoppers are up above, and the nuts all come down the hopper into the roaster.
Wow.
And there's a fair amount of oil in the process, and other side of it where we'll...
How many peanuts come down that hopper? Like, what's the capacity of this thing?
Several hundred pounds at a time. Yeah, we go through 250,000 pounds of nuts here per year. Yeah.
That's a lot of nuts, people. That's a lot of nuts.
Definitely.
Dang.
Definitely, yeah.
How cool! And it's and you make it all right here.
We make it all right here. We we find good sources around the world for these nuts. Some of them come from overseas, from different areas of the world that grow them best. We do a fair amount of brokering at the ports and that.
I mean, like, this is a cool business. Like, this is super cool. Like,
It's a fun
when people
business.
acquire businesses, you know, sometimes like it can come across as stale, but like you're Willy Wonka now, and that's got to be fun.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, it's equally about the nuts and the chocolate as well. We have a fair amount of chocolate production. We go through thousands of pounds of chocolate a year. And yeah, it is a fun business, and I think it's something we can scale a little. And the history is just paramount. I mean, that was the big thing, preserving. There's not a lot of businesses that make it 120 years.
Right.
We'll have our 120th anniversary on December 8th of this year, so I'm very honored to own it at the right time. We'll have to do something big for that. So this is our roaster we use now for peanut butter, and this is from about the 1950s, but everything gets roasted in here. It goes into a cooling tower. It goes into the next room that you'll see where we have our conveyor belts. And so the process starts here. You can see the hopper at the top from the top level. That's where all the nuts would get dumped down into the roaster, a couple hundred pounds at a time or whatnot. But it's been amazing that they've been keeping all this equipment going. So this is our peanut butter room. So after the nuts are roasted, go through the cooling tower, they come in here, they get blanched, they pick out any of the ones that aren't good, and then they go on to be ground and turn into peanut butter. And as you can see right now, they're actively making, these would be our 5-pound pails. We have 4 different types of peanut butter we make. We have smooth and crunchy, and then with salt and without salt.
Wow.
And we do 4 different sizes. We have the jars, the normal jars, which are 17 ounce. We then have 3 and 5 pound pails, and we have 40 pound pails, which are basically 5-gallon buckets of peanut butter, and that's mostly sold in our wholesale business.
What struck me when you first walked in is the smell. I mean,
Yeah.
it just smells
And
delicious.
the smell stays. I come here
Yeah.
late at night, and you can always smell, and it's just a wonderful smell.
It's soaked into the
In fact, I've
floorboards.
never smelled peanut butter like that before until I came here. It's just
What
so.
is he doing on this conveyor?
So he's picking out any of the nuts that aren't good, like, you know,
Okay.
any ones that aren't, you know, we try to keep only good nuts going through.
Yeah.
So he'll pick out anything that's abnormal or whatever.
Okay.
All right, so we'll head over to the chocolate room here.
I just want to dip my fingers in all of those buckets. Give me.
All right, so as you can see outside of the chocolate room here, as they're producing and rolling stuff out,
Yeah.
like these are our molds that we make. Like I think here we're making, these are, I believe, bunnies. Yes, we've already started our bunnies for Easter. So these would be
yeah.
white chocolate bunnies. These are all the old molds that have been used for decades as well. And what's unique about us is we make everything solid. Like nowadays in most
It's
mass
hollow.
production, it's
Yeah.
hollow.
Yeah.
Everything, we're using old molds. We don't have, you know, a way to do hollow anyways, and we don't want to, because the traditional was
Yeah.
always to have solid.
You got to get your money's worth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So everything we produce here is all solid.
And I love that you use the same molds too, because
Yeah.
like if I grew up eating that rabbit, I can come here
Exactly.
and I can buy the same rabbit,
It's
and now
the
I can
same
pass
one.
that history
Yeah.
on to my kids.
Exactly.
I love that.
All right, so this is our chocolate production room in here. This is where all the chocolate and
It
the
smells like
confectionaries
chocolate in
are
here
made.
too. I love it.
Yep, peanut butter out there, chocolate in here, and the aromas are here 24/7.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, definitely. So we have, when I came here, we had 3 varieties of chocolate: milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and white chocolate. We've since introduced a 4th variety of chocolate, and that's ruby chocolate, as you can see on the tray here.
Tell me about that.
Dana's been making ruby chocolate hearts. We started with, I believe, pretzels, and we make a ruby chocolate bark that has like cranberries, pistachios, and pretzels in it. It's a very different type of chocolate. I would describe it as being closer to white chocolate, but it has more of like a fruity taste to it. And it's completely natural. They grow it in regions like the Ivory Coast, Brazil, and these are in regions where the cocoa bean naturally forms a pink, purplish color, and it has that fruity taste to it.
Here you have a century-plus old business,
Yes.
like tradition and
Yes.
history, and this is the way we've always done things. But at the same time, like, this is a really incredible addition. Like, I
It
had
is,
a
yeah.
ruby chocolate Kit Kat in Japan, and I loved it, and
Yeah.
that was something I wanted to bring to you. I love it. Dana, what are you making over there right
I'm
now?
making peanut clusters right now. So we have a wide variety of clusters. We make peanut, cashew, coconut, pecan. Feel like I'm forgetting something, but
Just so many of them.
yeah.
So the peanut clusters are handmade by Dana.
Yep.
Wow.
They are, yeah.
And the nuts are roasted here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, so many places have, went to mass production, all this technology, but we keep doing things in a way that's meaningful to the
Yeah.
past of
Yeah.
what's held this business together
Well,
for so
even
many
here,
years.
like, you hear murmurs of, oh, they ship their peanut clusters from another country and things like that, or they just buy it because
Yeah.
people have never seen it. But here's Dana making the peanut clusters right
We got
here.
real evidence right
Real
here, all
evidence,
on
the
camera.
proof.
This
Proof,
is the
people.
proof.
I love it. Okay, 3rd floor.
This is the 3rd floor. So this is where we bring all of the raw peanuts up here. And we have multiple hoppers. You can see one over there. We got a couple over here. So depending what we're roasting, if it's going for peanut butter, the hoppers over here are what go down into the peanut roaster. If we're roasting a lot of the other nuts, that goes in that hopper, which goes into the first roaster we took a look at. So at times we'll, have thousands of pounds of peanuts up here ready to go in the hopper. As they move through them, we bring more inventory up from the basement. But this is where everything starts and then goes down from here.
While that it starts at the top.
Starts
and
at the top
You dump
and goes
the peanuts
down. Yes.
here, and it
Yes.
goes into the hoppers. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So a lot of our stock is in here, particularly stuff we buy in wholesale or that we resell comes into here. A lot of what we make upstairs, if we store it, we have another room over here I'll take you to that is our cold storage. Our inventory we'll store here in cold storage. So this is where you can see we have our 3 and 5 pound and our 40 pounds back there, as well as our boxes of jars. This will then go from here up to the first floor and then ultimately into the store.
Wow. And that's your wholesale. That's going out to bakers.
That's an wholesale.
and-
So once in a great while, we'll get somebody that buys one of those in the store, and if they do, we come down and get it. But mostly, it's going to be other producers buying this, like bakeries, like the ice cream businesses that'll use this in some of their ice cream or whatnot.
I love seeing specifically this of this is a business that makes something really great.
Yeah.
And in turn can supply other businesses, local businesses, so that they can also make something great.
Yeah, that's something I was very pleased of when I got into the business, to see how much local business-to-business sales we have going on here. All right, so we'll head back towards the store.
For the uninitiated, talk to me like I'm somebody who has never been here before.
Yeah.
Well, I come walking in, what kinds of things can I buy? What kinds of things can I eat?
A lot of times we're focused on all the old-fashioned stuff, the stuff you can't find elsewhere. For example, like, smoothie peanut butter cups is an old-fashioned type of peanut butter cup. You don't usually find that, or mellow cups, even more historically known. So those are all things that we continue to carry and continue to source, and people can come here and buy that old stuff and continue to enjoy it.
Oh, I love it.
Other more common things we'll stock as well, so that's a more modern section of the store, where a lot of the old-fashioned stuff will be over here in the other section.
Yeah.
And then a lot of things that we serve the public, where we, they buy it by the pound or quarter pound or whatever, and we bag it and weigh it, and about half of this stuff we've made, and some of it we source. We source stuff from all over the United States and even other parts of the world. I was quite surprised when I got here just how many different vendors. I think we're ordering from 70, 80 different vendors throughout a year. And a lot of the raw materials we have to buy, because chocolate we got to buy in great large blocks, hundreds and thousands of pounds at a time. So then we're buying in bulk, and we're melting it down and making that into whatever we're making it into.
Well, Jordan, thank you so much for this amazing tour, and honestly what you've done for the community in preserving such an important part of the history. If folks who haven't been here before want to come visit, what are your hours?
Monday through Sunday every day. Monday through Saturday is 10 to 8. And in the summer we go till 9 on Friday and Saturday, and Sunday is 11 to 5.
Awesome. Well, thanks again. Cheers.
Thank you.